because the heavyweights are dead. And I think that's when boxing kind of lost it and never got it back. I mean, at the end of the day, you can say what you want. The more exciting fights, of course, are the smaller guys, but boxing, mixed martial arts, any of those combat sports, they live and die by the heavyweight division. I mean, America is upset. Like, the heavyweight division, just the word, it's the marquee. And if you had some marquee heavyweights, I think boxing could do big business again. I think if you had a couple of heavyweights with the charisma and the marketability of a Floyd Mayweather, I think that the numbers that Mayweather does would be put to shame by what. But you don't have that. I mean, really, what, since Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, and that was kind of the end of that run there, you know. And then you get into the Riddick Bows, and then the heavyweight division just fell apart. And it's never. I'm not in. The Klitschko's are okay and stuff, but it's not what it was. It's not the heyday, you know. And definitely Tyson's day was the heyday. And I mean, if you were a child of the 80s, and I don't care if you were young, I don't mean just child by age. If you were around in the Tyson day, you remember that Tyson fights were an event, and he came out with no socks on, those black shoes, man. He came out with the cutout thing on his head, the shirt, and he wasn't playing, and it was over before you made the popcorn, man. And he just, Mike, I'm telling you, obviously I'm a big fan of Mike Tyson, even though clearly he went off the tracks, man, and his life is an interesting study just in the psychology of how his life has went, and you know, where it went off the tracks and then went really off the tracks and then kind of got it back, and it's just, you know, an interesting study. But when you're talking about boxing, I mean, I still say, I could be wrong. I mean, I have not been the biggest boxing follower the last decade or so, but I'm pretty sure that was really the last great run of heavyweights there. And when those guys ran out, you had a bunch of guys that, like, I remember, obviously passed away now, but I remember when they were hyping, Tommy Morrison was supposed to be the next big thing. You had Gallardo was coming up, and Lou Savarese. I remember, what was it? I remember somebody told me Lou Savarese was going to be the next big thing, like Tyson. He was just to be this knockout expert. He was nothing. But the heavyweight division, just not there. And I tell you, in combat sports, no matter what anybody else will tell you, the marquee division, the big money is in the heavyweight division. That's why I say, if a Mayweather fight can do 1 million plus buys, you know, I'm telling you, a marquee heavyweight fight. If you had that heyday back, you know, Tyson Holyfield, you do 2 million plus buys there, no doubt about it. But anyway, so going off on a just completely going on. You know, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's the end of the week. I'm going through my list here. Anything else that I haven't talked about? I think we have hit just about everything except, to me, the important stuff of the weekend. We've already talked about the NFL and the Hall of Fame and that going on. Indians have a ton going on this weekend. Not the least of which to talk about is the fact that you've got the Texas Rangers in town. They stink, and you need to win some games, okay? You got 50-some games left. You're down. You're trying to get in this wild card thing, and you start by whipping up on the Rangers at home, and you are going to have some crowds and some motivation to do it. Tom Hamilton, 25th anniversary being celebrated by the Indians tonight. You've got Danny Salazar on the mound. You've got Tom Hamilton celebration, Dollar Dogs, 1994 fireworks. I mean, it's going to be hopping down at Progressive Field here tonight. It's the way to start it. And I'm talking to the Indians. Go out there and take advantage of that. Show this town. Show the people that are going to Akron tomorrow, because baseball season's over and it's time to watch some football, that baseball season is not over. I don't know if you win it, you know, I don't know if you run it down or not, but show them that you've still got some games to play. Because if you lay an egg this weekend, then it doesn't matter. I can talk until I'm blue in the face. Anybody else can tell you the same thing. You can't convince anybody otherwise, because that's going to be it. If you pack it in this weekend with the crowds and the team that you're playing and the situation that you're in, then I don't know that I can say anything to help you. You've got to go to work this weekend. I'm not talking about beating the good teams. I'm talking about beating the Texas Rangers this weekend. It follows up tomorrow with Jim Thome night, the statue being unveiled. They give away the replica statues. You've got another fireworks night. This one's a Jim Thome themed fireworks. So there's another reason TJ House gets his chance to say, hey, I'm not going to screw up the rotation. Give me an opportunity at it. And then Hey, here's a good one, too. We've talked about Bauer and how he's been rolling, especially at home. Bauer and Yu Darvish on Sunday. There's a hell of a way to wrap up the weekend there. And, of course, you got all the usual Sunday festivities that go with that. But, bam, right there, 3 big games. You've got 2 really big promotions, and you've got the third game has a great, great pitching matchup. The Indians have to take advantage of this. And in my opinion, looking at the first 2 days, the Indians need to take the first 2 games of this thing. I'm past the point of being politically correct and saying, well, you just win 1 game at a time. You got Darvish on Sunday. You need to take the first 2 games of this thing so that you know you won this series, and then throw the chips in on Sunday and see what happens. And then you got the couple coming up. We'll get to that on Monday. Corey Kluber back out there for the Reds on Monday. McAllister and Cueto going out there on Tuesday. So, and I don't know, though, man. I don't know if McAllister's still in this rotation come this time there, especially depending on what happens over the next couple of days with the rest of the guys. But this weekend is an opportunity. I expect the crowds to be there, and I expect the energy to be there. And I think the Indians are going to be there, too. Starts tonight behind Danny Salazar and behind Tom Hamilton. And I just want to mention that Tom Hamilton, I've said it before, but in case you missed me say it, I think that across all of the spectrum of all sports, he's one of the best at what he does. And I put him up with everybody, man. I mean, I'm not saying there's not others equally as good. I'm sure that there are. But he is in a class of his own with a very limited group of people. And if anybody deserves the celebration, it's him. 25 years. And I'm telling you, you won't realize, Indians fans, till after he's not doing the games anymore, how lucky you were. I mean, we go through this, and we've been lucky over the years in the various sports to have some really great guys, or some memorable guys, or some colorful guys, some guys that we fell in love with. I mean, whether it doesn't matter if it's a former player, if it's Herbie Score, or if it's Austin Carr, or whether any of these guys, all the guys the Browns have always had good guys, up to Jimmy D and obviously Hammy. And I know a lot of people have their ups and downs whether they like Rosie or not. I love Rosie, but anyways, Tom Hamilton, head and shoulders above so many, and he deserves it. So, but you guys, really, I'm telling you, anytime I have the choice, I'd rather listen to the game on the radio than on television. Besides the fact, I think the Indians TV guys stink. I am just not an Underwood and Rick Manning fan at all, I'm telling you. But besides that, that has nothing to do with Hammy. I would rather listen to Hammy anyway, but they make the choice easy as far as I'm concerned. But that's right, Charles. Rosie gives him the shout-outs on the radio. That's right, man. My man, Jim Rosenhaus. So, and you got Tommy. Everybody knows Cleveland loves the 90s. You got the feel-good feeling here this weekend. Go take care of business, Tribe. Show this town that you're not playing, because otherwise you deserve them turning their... I don't want to say you deserve them turning their back. What I mean is you can't argue them saying you're throwing in the towel, so we're throwing in the towel. If you're not throwing in the towel, they can't throw in the towel. They can, but they're stupid. What I'm saying is you go out there and take care of your business, and there is still a lot of baseball left to be played. So tonight, enjoy Tom Hamilton's celebration. Enjoy the game. You got Indians and Tigers and Salazar. Oh, my. Not Tigers, excuse me. I got David Price on my mind. You got Indians and Rangers and Salazar. You got House on Saturday with the Tommy night. Trevor Bauer, Yu Darvish, the good key matchup on Sunday. Guys, that's going to be it for us. Family Day tomorrow. Of course, those of you heading down there, if you don't have your tickets, you're not going. They already did it in advance. 25,000 heading out to watch the first kind of live tackling demonstration by the Cleveland Browns tomorrow. Hall of Fame over the weekend. Hall of Fame game. Football addicts. It may not be real, but it's the first almost real game of the season. So whatever you're into this weekend, enjoy it. Have a hell of a weekend, because it's August already. If you've got kids, they're going to school soon. I mean, the summer is toast, man. So have some fun this weekend and enjoy it, guys. Come back on Monday. I don't know who's going to be here with us, so hopefully you are. I know we'll be here. So you be here, I'll be here. We'll see who else wants to join us on Monday. We love you, Cleveland. Enjoy your weekend. Go Tribe. Congratulations once again to Tom Hamilton and Jim Thome. Indians need to make it a good weekend. For them, for themselves, and for you guys, me, all of us here listening and watching. Guys, enjoy it. Come back on Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel, live at noon, and let's talk about it. We love you, Cleveland. We'll see you on Monday.
We're sick with it. Hood pass over any city that we visit. When you're from Cleveland, survive.